I still got offline.
Yeah, no, we should be going. We should go on live in a second.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, any moment now.
Gotcha. There it goes.
And hopefully, it should be listing us as Final Fantasy and not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 online. Well, yeah, it's at the top. We're good.
Yeah. All right. So this is Final Fantasy 14.
And now this is a Realm Reborn. You want to talk maybe a little bit about that? That's an expansion pack. It's a
Nope.
patch.
It is a massive patch.
Yeah.
The game came out and it was
Terrible.
terrible, terrible and broken, and basically like Square had to like apologize for everything and be like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're not, like it was like over a year they weren't
Yeah.
charging people for the
Yeah.
game. Um, they like yeah, so you could have played the first awful game, which if you look, that's it says not the awful terrible version up there, which is kind of a nod to that. Um, because the game, it was just like it had like really it had some interesting stuff that I haven't seen anywhere else, but it also had some like like for every one interesting thing it had like 35 terrible broken things. So like the
Yeah.
interesting thing was it would have like um it would have the option to, okay, well, you have, instead of just like job classes and everything, you also have a core character level. So like think of Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah.
How in Final Fantasy Tactics you would, you would reset your character level, and you would always go back to like level 1. You following me?
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd also, in addition to that, you would also let me summon my pet so people can have like an airship to watch fly around. You would have like a core level, so um, it would be like, yeah, so you're not necessarily level 1. You're also like, level like, it wouldn't go up as fast as like your job levels because that was your core level.
Okay.
So it would be like, your job level would be 10, and this was supposed to be like, oh, you'd be 5, but when you reset to another job, you'd still have that, so you'd be,
Yeah. You still save the abilities
yeah, you'd still,
from job number
and
one.
yeah, and you wouldn't be as worthless, kind of thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you'd have more hit points and more magic points. Um, well, what ended up happening is people found that like there was just stupid broken stuff. Like if you were a white mage, you would just get experience for casting a spell. Period. So people outside of cities would just stand in a circle and cast spells on each other,
Hmm.
and and they would just do that until level 99.
So they would just grind mindlessly.
And like they would write a macro that would just basically
Yeah.
literally repeat itself,
Yeah.
and that was the end of everything. It was just like, yeah, that's that. And it was like, and then you hit 99 with that, and it's uh and so they would just like sit there, and it would just be um
And so,
yeah.
were you a white mage and just kept spawning, kept just grinding heal spells on each other?
um
Did you do any of the bullshit?
no, I never even bought the first one.
Oh, okay.
Just because it was really like,
Yeah, I heard nothing but bad things about it.
yeah, I had pre-ordered it because I played it, and I was like, well, no, you got into the beta if you
Beta, yeah, yeah.
pre-ordered it. And so I was like, yeah, 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 no, I'll, fucking pre-order this. And so I pre-ordered it and I played it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just, that $5 is going forever.
Yeah, I mean, it was getting like 4 out of 10s. Like unplayable bad.
Yeah, it was very, very, very not good. Um, yeah, it deserved like the 4 out of 10s kind of thing, and like some of the cities were like unnecessarily complicated. If that statement makes any sense at all. Like you would go into a city and it would just be like
Just
if
nonsense.
no nonsense is too nice of a word. It was like it was like they never knew when to stop designing the city, and like you can see Magitech armor in front of me.
That's
So like
awesome.
yeah, they kind of felt the need to be like, yeah, we need to,
Give a nod to the previous games to get people to play this
yeah,
again.
we have to get the fans.
Magitech armor. You got a bunch of chocobos running around. You got a
Yeah,
little airship following
I have
you.
a little air. Yeah, I have a little
What does the
airship.
airship do?
Nothing. It's just a pet,
Oh, nice.
and I'm just like, yeah, just give you guys something to watch, kind of.
So now, Final Fantasy 14, you're playing as some kind of like cat character. What is this like a certain race? Do they have
Yeah,
certain
she's just a cat
abilities?
character.
What
Yeah,
is it?
she's just a cat character. That's it.
Okay, not like a Moogle or a what
Well, there's like the short people that you can play as.
what? Oh, I got like the Lilthies or whatever, the Selkies from like Final Fantasy like Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah, I think they're the selfies. I like there's some universe that I don't fucking
Yeah, I
know.
mean,
It's
what is it? This isn't in like Evil East or This is what.
no, I think it's I haven't seen lizard people,
No,
but
like the
it's
Bangas or whatever they are.
yeah, but it's closer to that than other
But
things.
so this is basically Final Fantasy 14. The world is its own world. It's not going to bleed into a
Yeah,
tactics game.
yeah. It's kind of like standard Final Fantasies in that.
What's the pay model for this game? You just buy the game, or is there a monthly fee now, or is it free to play?
There is a monthly fee now.
How much is that?
Um,
Is it like retarded high, like $14 a month or
I think it
something?
is. I think it's like 12 or 14 a
Oh,
month.
geez, so they're going balls out again. They're Square is confident yet again that okay, we fixed this.
Yeah,
Let's
unfortunately,
charge a full
unfortunate.
shebang here.
Yeah, unfortunately. Um,
Yeah, I mean that's my problem. It's like I'm so out of like the one genre of game, it's got to be the MMO that have the least amount of experience with, just because I don't have the kind of time to dedicate. If you're paying, 12, 14, $15 a month for a game, like you're going to want to spend
actually, yeah, and I started playing this game more because my brother.
because you're being charged for it.
Well, because and I also got an email saying like, oh yeah, this expires on Thursday. So I'm like, yeah, we
Oh,
should probably like take a look at this.
yeah, get a couple more hours in before you're. I mean, that's the thing, man. Like if you're going to pay, $15 a month for a game, I mean, you got to be dedicated enough to play that game for, I'd say at least 20 hours a week, to kind of get your money's worth. But who the hell has that kind of time? It'd be awesome if I did. I guess I'm just jealous of everybody else that can do it.
Yeah, I don't really. I they're they're good when like February rolls around.
Sure, when it's freezing balls cold outside.
Yeah, and like there are
That's a
no
good point.
other games coming out, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's always a slow time right after the
Yeah,
holidays. Yeah, that's a good point. How many you played this for what? A few hours now.
yeah, a couple hours at this point. Let's so and there are like optional quests that you can take on that they will. I'm trying to think of how to describe this. Um, they're like you can join like uh, groups, and they'll like drop you into like an instance,
Okay.
and within the instance, they will.
So this is like real time fighting here.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is all real
it's
time.
not
It's
Now
not turn based or well, it's
yeah,
sort. Yeah, I
now
mean,
can you just kind of like button mash, or you got to wait for like an active time battle thing to like recharge?
well, you can see on the toolbar below that there's like a spinny
Oh,
thing.
there's like the spinning wheel. Okay,
Yeah, it's a lot like
it's like Secret of Mana almost.
less Secret of Mana,
I mean,
more
in the fact that you just have to like wait between attacks. You can't just button mash and.
yeah, it's a lot like World of Warcraft.
Okay, yeah,
It
yeah.
does some interesting things. One of the things that I really like that it did is if you can get combos, like if you start killing things that are at your level, um, you will actually get like a level bonus combo.
Hmm.
And with the level bonus combo, it'll be like, oh, okay, so like you've killed so many things in a row, you're getting 100% bonus experience. So you'll get
Okay.
like double experience after a
Yeah.
while, and it
So
starts to like
it's to your benefit for playing better.
yeah, for fighting stuff that's your level.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what ends up happening is like the first time through the game, you're doing a lot of like quests and shit. Like right now, I'm not really hitting a lot of those level bonuses because so many of there are so many quests that it just behooves me to
Hmm.
like I think it's like one like killing one enemy is something stupid like um like 150 experience points around my level, and then but like completing a quest that's like 10 level or like 5 levels lower than me is like
Oh.
3,500 experience points,
Hmm.
and I can just like like slam those out.
Sure.
So I will just go out of my way to just like grab quests and be like, nope, doing this now.
Hmm. Now, do quest is there like new quests daily or something, or how, or is it just according to like the storyline? How do you get
Um,
quests? Or they just pop up according to your
there
level?
there there are quests that are according to your level. There are these guys right here that you can get that will just like hand out like right there that what I just did killing those guys is
Hmm.
quest.
Hmm.
I got about 1,000 experience, which is more than I got for killing the enemies. Um,
Yeah.
and it'll give me additional, um, you know, additional stuff to do at that level in this area.
So when you usually play an MMO, do you just kind of run around yourself, or do you join a clan? Do you play with a couple buddies?
I right now I'm actively looking for a group to join.
Yeah.
There is apparently no one in
Yeah.
the
How
air.
how popular is this game? I mean, there's people still are people playing this because they
It's
were
actually it's
afraid of it.
actually it's actually pretty popular.
Yeah. So it caught on.
Well, yeah, one of the
Well,
things.
what happened. More than what it was.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things like you'll notice is that if you go to GameFAQs, because you know you go to GameFAQs every now and then, new
Everybody does.
Pokemon came out. New
Yeah.
Pokemon game came out.
It sure
Like
did.
you need to find out where to catch them all. It's in the top 10 every
Oh.
like for the
Okay.
facts and the
Yeah.
message boards and stuff. Which say what you want. That does
Say something.
yeah, it does mean something that
Yeah.
a game's in the top 10.
Sure.
It means that the game's at least fairly successful. So I mean, yeah, it does have some amount of traffic.
And a realm. I mean, this came out pretty recently. This wasn't. When did
Um,
this come out?
it's about a month.
Yeah, like about yeah, right. 'Cause I
Like
remember
I,
reading
I, I,
emails.
I would stretch it to almost 2 months at this point.
Yeah, I remember getting just the general Square Enix newsletter.
Yeah, Square
Hey,
Enix,
we
where's
got
the
the realm
love?
reform.
We love your games. We love talking about your games.
Yeah.
Where's the love?
So did you just buy a monthly subscription to this, or do you buy
Uh,
like is there like 3 month
you get
packages,
the
six
first you
month?
get the first month free.
Oh, okay. And your free month is going to end
It's
on
tomorrow. Yeah.
Thursday? It's tomorrow, right? Yeah, Thursday's tomorrow. Jeez, I gotcha. And will you be renewing your subscription?
Maybe.
And now if and so now if you were to say like no, is that just because of a time thing or just because the game quality isn't where you want it to be?
It would be because a lot of what's going on with the game right now, I feel I I like the game. I like the game a lot. I think that there's that a lot of the stuff that they're promising, there's still like
There's still room for improvement.
yeah, and it there that's one of my problems with MMOs to begin with, is that a lot of the time it doesn't always feel like the game's out for 6 months.
Hmm.
If that like
So do you think? There's not as the presentation values aren't as high. It's not as entertaining. Why? Because there's is it lacking quests? Is
no,
it just lacking
it's fine,
detail?
but it's like there are okay. So you have to master sub job classes, for instance.
Okay.
There are a ton of sub job classes. There's like I think there's like 8 to 10 of them or something stupid like that. Um, and so
Like, what's an example of a sub job
so right
class?
now I'm in a sub job class.
Which is what?
I think I'm like a gladiator or
Hmm.
something.
Hmm.
Um, and so I'm a gladiator. The gladiator, you have to be a gladiator and then take another like smaller job class up to 15, and then you become you can become a warrior.
Hmm.
And when you become a warrior, you get what is it like you will start at like level 30 of the warrior because that's like your highest. um okay, so I'm probably gonna fail this because I am starting something else in the middle of it. But so you'll be like like a level 30 warrior, but you have to get these two job. You already have a job class, like this other job class up there, and but it's like these mixtures of the other job classes, but there's only like 5 job classes right now.
Oh.
So there's like a pugilist, which is like a monk. There's like no higher level monk job class, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Hmm.
But there's like paladin, warrior, white mage, black mage, and like dragoon.
Hmm.
So it's just weird.
So basically, you pick a class. So it's like you're like this cat chick, and then you got to pick a
That's
job.
my race.
Your race, yeah.
And then my class is, I think, my
Now, can only certain races be certain jobs?
no,
Like if you're the
everyone can be everything.
okay, so you can okay, because kind of like in Final Fantasy Tactics, like the only the Moogle can be the gunner or the juggler.
No,
You know.
it's no that you can. Everyone can be everything. It's really perfectly fine to do that. Like everyone can be everything without much of an issue.
Hmm.
Um,
This is a huge turtle right here.
yeah. So I'm going to try and take out these smaller guys and draw aggro.
And these are just random other human players playing with you right now.
Yeah, I joined an instance.
Oh, okay.
Uh, ah, let me move. There we go. They managed to bind me.
Oh.
Um, but I joined an instance to defeat the gill turtle,
Okay.
which is
The
this.
gill turtle, nice.
Yeah, yeah, gillman, gill turtle, whatever. I'm not gonna get near that guy because he's about to do an area of attack damage, and I think all of the. All right. I don't know. Like I like it, but it just seems like there's all this other stuff that it, like there's no like I said, there's no monk job class. There's no um it, it just seems like there's these small little things that it's like, yeah, this is probably going to be there um like in like 6 months. They'll be introducing, or possibly with another expansion, they'll be introducing, you know, these other classes that'll make the game, that will make, have stuff make more sense.
Hmm.
Like, because right now it's like there are certain combinations that, like if you were to say start the game with a certain job class and be like, I want to get this to 30 and then get another one to, and then raise another one higher.
Hmm.
Uh, there's no combination for a high level like job combination for that.
Huh. So now, is if you play Final Fantasy 14, is it always a realm reborn? Because you can't go back
Yes,
to the original,
yes,
right?
they actually destroyed in the game's fiction. They destroyed the old realm.
Oh, okay.
They
Okay.
released Bahamut from the moon and destroyed it. So the reason
That's
it's a
playing it
realm
on the fly,
reborn
huh?
is because the
Nice.
other realm is dead now.
Okay. Now I understand the meaning of the title.
Because that game did so poorly, we've got to do something about it.
So, with your limited time with the game now, I mean, do you think it's better or worse, or like what's a better
It's
MMO? What's a worse MMO?
um
Like, where does it stack up? How does
it's
it
it's
compare?
fine. It's a good MMO. It's perfectly fine. You could do worse. Um, I like my brother-in-law plays it, for instance.
Hmm.
Um, he he dumps like this is what he's playing right now. He's playing it like 2 hours a night. He's approaching max level.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, and it's like max level's 50, and it's your first pass through is kind of fast and breezy. So there's a bunch of stuff that I'm just kind of wondering what their end game, like what their vision for, how to keep people engaged for some of this stuff is.
Hmm. You think it's going to be around for what, a couple of years, couple of months?
Final Fantasy 11 is the most profitable. Uh, it's the most profitable anything Square has ever done for them.
Hmm. And that's still going.
Yeah, fun, and it's still releasing expansion packs.
So,
So
did you play 11?
yeah, I actually played 11 within the last year. I've played it.
Oh, and so
Um,
how do you think is 11 better or worse than 14?
oh,
So, like, if you can only play one Square MMO, what would it
I
be?
would probably. Now, is this in a vacuum or with people?
Well, yeah, I mean, no, with people. I mean, just
Um,
which one is better? Like, if you had okay, I can right now. I can play Final Fantasy 11 or Final Fantasy 14. What would you pick?
How did I fail that?
Didn't you kill him?
Yeah, I thought I did. Awesome. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Well, with that, I'm gonna say I would probably pick 11.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe it's still a little buggy.
well, it's actually way better than it was.
Yeah.
They they have like like random party quests that you can just like happen into that you're just like this. It's called a fate. It stands for something, but it's all fucking nonsense.
Hmm.
Um,
This is just a battle right here. This
yeah,
is
no,
just
it's an all out bat. That's like they'll take place. Like some of them will take place like outside of like major cities or something. Um, and like it's just they'll spawn a bunch of enemies and you have to go through and kill like all these guys, and the more damage you do and the more enemies you kill will be calculated, and at the end of it you'll just get a chunk of experience, money, and sometimes items.
Hmm.
So if you help out a lot and like if they complete, there you go.
Okay. Oh, all right. Man, so
And
like
okay, so
how many
one of the cool things that they do that I really like, that I actually really like, is that I haven't seen anywhere else, is you have logs, and so they're like hunter logs. Um, so it'll say like, okay, hunt 3 bombs, and it'll just say like, okay, you killed one, you killed two, you killed three. Well, when you kill it, you'll get like when you kill three, you'll get a reward for the first time you do it, and then when you like, so you'll get like, say right here, it's a cactor. You'll get
Mhm.
three. It's just like a quest, but it's a quest that you have in your job. So yeah, so it's just like, just kill these guys,
uh,
and it's just, these random enemies. So kill 3 of these guys.
cactars and tonberries,
Yeah, and it's like, like
bombs.
an imp and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and it's all like, level related. So it's like, like,
Oh, all right.
so like kill a little ladybug, and you get the experience for killing it. But when you do, you get 75 experience, which at level 1 is a lot. So
Sure.
it's just like little interesting things like that that I think is really cool. And they also have it for like crafting and gathering and stuff like that. That once you complete it, it's like it you get a bonus experience for it. And I think stuff like that is actually kind of inspired. Um, the problem is that I I don't know, some of the stuff. Like I said, it's so there are 8 like smaller job classes, and then it's like, well, you know, all of the combinations of those together don't really give you, like, there's no summoner right now. There's no like higher level monk job class, but there's a higher level warrior job class, but kind of the gladiator already fucking, like already covered
Hmm.
that. Like like I'm pretty much that right now. Why do I need an elite warrior job class? I don't
So
get
the
it.
the balance isn't perfect.
Well, it's like the higher end stuff isn't there
Hmm.
per se. So,
Yeah, that's something like that might come in time because they might not anticipate everybody being a level 50 so quick, so fast.
well, and
So they might
that's
have to balance things out in a little bit when they just see how the game evolves and how people play it.
well, and like, for instance, EverQuest, or not EverQuest, World of Warcraft ran into that too. That when that first came out, you could literally, there was a literal grind at one point that the level, because the max level there was like 60, I think, when it first came out,
Hmm.
and you would go to the level 55 area. There was no there was no like, past 50 there was no content.
Oh,
There was literally no content. They hadn't added it to the game yet. So like,
yeah.
you would just kind of be walking around the area. There weren't even monsters there.
Hmm.
Um, I got into it a little late, but I also like played the game quickly enough that when I got into that area, there were still no quests. So like, they had just added the town,
Yeah.
and it's like, I kind of felt like I was slow getting to level 60 compared to a lot of my guild mates,
Hmm.
and like, like the level 50 and stuff. And it was like a joke back then that they're just like, oh man, like when you hit 50 it's all downhill, like, you know you're not doing, like, you don't do anything, all you do is fight enemies. And I'm like, I do that a lot anyway, it's not that bad. And then literally got to that zone and was just like, oh wow, there's nothing to break the monotony.
Hmm.
It's like,
Just
yeah, like it's a
button
10.
mashing at that point.
Like, the NPCs don't even really say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Have you played all the Final Fantasy games?
Have I played all of the Final
Yeah,
Fantasy?
not just MMOs, but like just Final Fantasies 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13.
Um, I actually think I have.
Yeah, I've
No,
played.
I have not played 13 too.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't. I don't know if that. Yeah, I haven't either. I don't know if that technically counts.
I've
So, I mean,
I've played
I
no, I've played all of the Final Fantasies except for I'm pretty sure I've played all of the Final Fantasies except for that. Like even in a lot of them in like some weird like import version.
yeah. I mean, I've played all the Final Fantasies except for the MMO. So I haven't played 11. I haven't played 13 2. Which doesn't really count. I played X2 or 10-2, however you want to call it. That game was pretty terrible. Uh, but I haven't played the MMOs, and I've always been kind of, again, just because it's a time thing. Time. I just don't have time to dedicate 20, 40 hours a week or month to one game like this where you got to pay $15. But I was going to say, where do you think 14 ranks in terms of like all the Final Fantasy games that you've played? Better or worse? Would it be at the bottom
It's
half?
better than X2.
A lot. I'm sure. Well, X2 is that's kind of at the bottom.
Yeah, X2's at the bottom.
Like Final Fantasy 2, I think is one of the worst Final Fantasies. That was like just a broken game.
Really, you don't like 2?
2 is terrible.
Huh. Um I don't hate 2 actually.
What? How do you not? How do you even play? I mean, if you wanted to like level up, like you
You
just
beat
keep
up your own
attacking.
characters,
You
yeah.
beat up your own character, or it's like you just take damage if you want to get higher defense. It's kind of stupid. So it's like you can fight a battle, just a random battle, and like not get anything from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's I
I
hate
thought
that.
I thought it was great. I thought
No, I see. I was the exact opposite. I'm like, this is stupid. This is like broken, dumb. I'm doing work and not getting paid for it. Kind of. There's no
you had to you
satisfaction.
I'm not you had to game the system. I'm not going to argue with you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Um no, but I thought it was I thought that a lot of the time it was inspired. Like a lot of the stuff they did um was kind of inspired. Like
At the time, yeah, because they were looking at something
yeah.
different. I mean, they just made. They had Final Fantasy 1, which is just kind of straightforward, Dragon Quest style, and then like, how can we switch this up but still have that Final Fantasy vibe and the Final Fantasy vein, So they just, well, let's just modify the system where if you want to level up, you got to just keep grinding that certain thing that you want to get better at.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I thought for what they did at the time, especially like
And you could see why they did that, why they made that decision, because again, it was at the time they wanted to do something different, and rightfully so. But I think the end product, I mean, I give them, credit for and respect for trying something new, but it's a broken system.
yeah, it's awful. But I loved it. I thought it was really interesting. I would play. I never beat it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no one ever beat that game.
Oh no, I got to the very, very, very towards the end of the
Did you
game.
play it on PSP?
Um, GBA.
Oh, fine. Oh, Dawn of Souls. So
Yeah,
you got the 1 and 2. I had the 1 and 2 collection for a while, and that's where I played it. I was like, wow, this game is actually pretty terrible. I'm glad glad it didn't have to come to the States, before.
going. How am I supposed to even fall fireflies? Oh, those things are like really fucking far away. That blows. Okay.
Uh, so,
Sorry, I was just talking to myself.
yeah, well, I mean, that's what the struggle with the stream. You got to try to talk and
Yeah, and like
concentrating.
mumble things to yourself, and
And
yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, and this is like you got to like focus and you got to read a lot of things,
and figure out like why is
where to
this not
go.
working? Yeah, You only have like so long to do some stuff, and yeah.
So, what do you think is going to be the next big MMO, like the this Bethesda?
No, even people who like Bethesda are saying not nice things about that.
Is that in beta? The
It's super.
Elder
I
Scrolls
think it's in
Online.
like super closed beta.
Oh, okay.
Like it is not in like um.
Well, if people are bad mouthing it, I mean, it's still in like super closed beta phase,
Well,
so it's not.
they said it's like
Is
it's
it like Sky? I heard it was like Skyrim, but with like multiple players, which is like okay. Sign me up for that. I would like to play that.
yeah, but it's like Skyrim with people like teabagging you.
I get well. I guess if you pick and choose your playmates, it might be with
You
any. I mean,
don't.
that's what. Yeah, I mean, well, that's with any game though. So in other recent non-related news, Nintendo announced a
You're
Mario
like so proud
bundle.
about like basically breaking this story, aren't you?
Well, I'm excited about it because that's the bundle that I've wanted, and now it's coming, and I'm like, okay, now maybe I'll bite the bullet and buy a Wii U so I can play Wind Waker HD and the Mario games because they're always good, even though Nintendo doesn't like to put their stuff online. Because I would like to play Mario U, but it's not online, so it's gonna be a single player adventure.
I think the eShop is enough of a victory this time round with them.
Well, the eShop, I mean, it's an eShop, but I'm talking like I want to.
No, I think considering Nintendo's past, it's a victory that they actually released things online that you can
Oh, you
buy.
mean like games? Yeah, I'm talking about like. I mean, that's like the easy part, just like putting a game in like digital format. But I'm talking like let's let's put new Super Mario Brothers U. Let's make that shit online with matchmaking. Can we do that, please? That'd be fantastic. But Nintendo doesn't like to. They don't believe in online play. It's like I would like to play with.
Well, yeah, okay.
Like
In their defense, it's not just Nintendo though; it's Japan.
it's true. That's very true. I mean, you
Like
look
the
at
Japanese do not like.
yeah, they like to play within close proximity. I mean, they street pass the shit out of each other every single day. Whereas here it's like you're lucky to get like one a month if you just randomly walk around to like Target and
Actually,
stuff.
I started bringing mine to work,
Oh, yeah, you're
and
in a pretty public
I
place.
change campuses, and I
Ah,
get more street passes.
yeah. See,
But like, I'm also like walking through the cafeteria during peak hours for work.
that's what you. Well, you should. Yeah, just try to walk past a couple of people who's got their DS on, and just to try to
Yeah,
get a couple more street passes. But
and just have it say like mygamer.com as like my motto.
exactly, try to get someone to go to the site.
Watch our stream, damn it!
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14. So what do you think?
I like it.
What are closing thoughts?
Um, I think it's great. I think that if you're,
If you're sick of Warcraft or World of
I think that
Warcraft,
if you're on the fence with it at all,
try the
um,
1 month free.
it's fine to pick up now. It's $30 for the PC.
Okay, so you have to buy it for $30, and then you get 1 month. You get the first
Well,
month.
that's the way that MMOs work, though.
Yeah,
That's
right.
just that's
That's
not a
the
knock
structure.
against them. That's just
That's how it is.
that's how it
And
is.
because they can.
Yeah, because that's this isn't Fantasy Star. Maybe that's what we should do next week. We should stream Fantasy Star 2
Fantasy Star Online.
online 2, the one
Yeah.
that's not out in America yet. Um, but like that's just kind of how it is. Like you buy the game, and then you get a month free, and
Yeah.
then so basically, I mean, if you want to like bitch and complain about it, it's kind of like you paid your $15 for the first month, and then like the game itself is $15.
Sure. Yeah.
But most of the games normally, they like companies don't mind at like not like being straight up telling you, no, this is a $50 game.
Yeah.
Like I think even like World of Warcraft will do that with their expansions. Like
Yeah,
for
you
the
still have to
longest
buy
time.
the expansions.
Well, no, you have to buy the expansion, but the expansions for the longest time were still $50 every time, and they put them.
Because they can.
Yeah, because they can in World of Warcraft.
Exactly.
And we used to have. I mean, I worked at GameStop when that game was huge. We used to have midnight openings for that for every expansion.
Sure.
It's like, oh, you're fighting pandas. Still need to be open at midnight.
Yeah. So if you're on the fence, you think it's still worthy enough for a $30?
It's
initial.
worth it's worth $30 for a month
Sure.
to try it out. If you
Try it
like it, my advice would be, well, support them. I think that
It'll get better.
I think that if I think you should support people who do crazy, interesting things, because this is a full fucking reboot of this
I mean,
game.
yeah. If anything, Square, swallowed their pride and said, you know what, we fucked up. Let's give us a minute and we'll fix this.
Yeah, like, and they didn't charge for like the other game for a really fucking long time. So, I mean, I would say give them the $30. Maybe don't renew your subscription for a while until
Or maybe even wait a couple of months for them to work out a little bit more bugs, add some more content, something.
Yeah, well, I if you have the disposable income, I
Yeah.
would say give them the
Sure.
$30 and then come back in a couple of months.
If you're not playing Xbox One and PS4.
Well, yeah, in a couple months they'll actually have games out for those systems, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so
Anyway, yeah, check out mygamer.com. I'm Zach. I'm at Zach Gaz.
use squallsnake.com.
Squallsnake.com.
I'm at Gilman. You can find me on varms.net, mygamer.com as well.
So we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we do this all the time. See you guys later. Wait for it. Stupid mouse emulation that apparently is all throughout Windows. You can see me struggling with it probably.